going on, guys? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? I'm gonna give you guys time to come into the conversation. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel, and welcome to drboystv.com. This is the home for intelligent Black people. So if you're not Black and intelligent, you should probably leave because this is not the place for you. So today was a big day. I want to start off. I'm a professor, so I should probably say something intellectual or super smart or super intelligent that will remind you that I have a PhD and stuff. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to say what I'm really I'm going to say what I'm feeling. I'm not going to say what sounds logical. It's just going to come out. And here it is. All I'm feeling is, woo! Today was a great day to be an investor. I want you guys to be excited about today because today was the best day in the stock market since 1933. This is the best day in the stock market since your great grandma was a little girl. Like, this is a big deal. Today was a huge day. Markets went up by 11% in one day, which is massive. Now, is that going to continue? Nobody can tell the future. Is it an overreaction? It very well could be. But did you get paid today? I'm sure most of you, if you've invested the way I've told you to invest, if you diversify properly, then you made money today. There is absolutely no way I can imagine that if you were buying last week during the dip, that you didn't make money today. If you were buying consistently and buying in a diversified fashion, meaning you spread your money out, there's no way you didn't make money today. So give me a yes if you made money. Give me a no if you didn't make money today. Now, don't be typing MAGA in here. This is not MAGA country, but this ain't Obama country. This ain't Democrat Republican country. This is Black people country. So I'm not voting Democrat. I'm not voting Republican. I'm voting for Black people. And also I'm voting for wealth. I want Black wealth. I don't care about the Democrats, Republicans, all that stuff. You can talk about that somewhere else. Yeah, I see a lot of yeses, and I like to see those yeses, man, because these are the days you work for. These are the days you wait for. This is historically. This is not just for this week, but this is historically why you invest and why you stay the course. This is why you remain consistent, is because you get to have days like this. You get the rain sometimes, but sometimes you get the sunshine. And I can tell you, again, as an expert on investing, I will tell you that this is a pattern. Like, this has been true. When I go through the data, when I was working on my doctorate, I used to sit there for hours, days in a row, work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, year round, including Christmas. And all I would do was analyze historical data on stock markets. I would take stock returns and aggregate, twist it up, break them into portfolios, small to large, break them up by industry, whatever it was. And the pattern I consistently saw is the pattern of reversals and momentum, right? Basically, reversals are that the market overreacts a lot. It goes way, way up, then it comes down a little. It goes way, way down, then it comes back up a little. It does a dead cat bounce. The biggest question a lot of times historically has never been, is the stock market going to recover? It was a matter of when is it going to recover and when have you hit the bottom? So that's the conversation now. The movement in the market today was driven mostly by the announcement of the stimulus package. People who are into the markets the way I am, we've been all sitting around just like, okay, we know they're going to do something. We know they're going to pump a ton of money into the market because we know that these old fogies in Congress got 401ks and they're all freaking out because their money's dropping. So these selfish bastards, at some point, they're going to go and use their powers to stimulate the stock market. That's what they're going to do. That's what they do. Do they care about poor people? Maybe some of them do. Some of them don't. Do they care about, senior citizens? Some of them do. Some of them don't. But they always care about the stock market. They always take care of the stock market. So that's one of the reasons why do they care about Black people? Probably not. Most of them don't. But, they do care about that stock market. And so, and I know Trump cares about the stock market. So effectively, was it a bailout for Wall Street? Yeah, Wall Street gets bailed out first. Is it fair? No, it's not. Is it reality? Yes, it is. And I encourage you to adjust and not just complain. Complaining doesn't help you as much as adjusting does. Could you guys do me a favor real quick? Please hit that thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. If you're on Twitter, Instagram, anywhere else, please share. Also, follow the Black Financial Channel on Instagram, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at theblackfinancialchannel.com. It's a daily financial news and commentary site designed to give you financial conversation from a Black perspective. Subscribe your whole family because we need to have more wealth conversations in our community. All right, so here's what they said. The Dow Jones Industrial soared on Tuesday, logging its best day in 87 years as investors bet that U.S. lawmakers would deliver soon a stimulus bill to rescue the economy from the damage caused by the coronavirus and shutdowns designed to stop its spread. The 30 stock average of the Dow, closed 2,112 points higher, or more than 11%. I don't think they've ever had a 2,000 point gain at one time. Oh, scratch that. Let me see. The S&P rallied, to 2447. Yeah, I don't know if they've ever had a single day with a point gain that big. I know percentage wise that you're going back into Great Depression territory. And one of the biggest myths that people have is that people didn't make money during the Great Depression. You can make money in any economy. The people that make the money tend to be the ones who can adjust and who can adapt. Somebody mentioned the other day the book Who Moved My Cheese, and the book is all about, from what I understand, I haven't read it, but it's all about the ability to adapt, and it kind of just shows that whoever adapts is gonna win. So anyway, Trump is certainly trying to get the economy moving again. He wants packed churches and he wants the economy open again on Easter. Okay, that's interesting. I'm kind of surprised by that. So here's what else is in here. The Dow's best day since 1933 was today. The top 10 days for the Dow. Let's see. There's one in 1931. Wow, this is crazy. Out of the top 10 biggest price movements in one day for the Dow, 4 of those movements were between 1929 and 1933. So those are 4 days where a lot of money was made even during the Great Depression. So even back then, stock trading could still be beneficial, but it's a matter of sort of having the psychology to deal with the downturns. So for example, when I saw the big plummet, I just saw it as, okay, we're dealing with a new normal. Now the shares that I used to think were worth $100 and now worth $70, but I still want to own shares of companies, right? So now I can buy my shares more cheaply. Now I'm not comparing, what I have to what I thought I might have had, back when the prices were higher. I'm comparing what I have today, pretty much to what I had last week or what I had yesterday. I'm looking at it just in its entirety without trying to get caught up in comparing what I have right now to what I thought I had before the crash occurred. And that's the funny thing about the market. Investor psychology is really a strong interest of mine. And the thing about investor psychology that's really fascinating is that if, when you see the Dow go from 29,000 to 26,000, that's a horrible day. But when the Dow went from 24,000 to 26,000, it was a wonderful day, right? It was a wonderful time, right? So everything's relative. Everything's relative, right? So a lot of times when you think you really lost, all that happened is that the assets you own the same assets. They just have less value than what they had before. So if you were to sell them right then and have to realize those gains or realize those losses, then you would immediately feel the loss. But imagine if your house, imagine if there was a market where every day somebody announced to you what your house was worth. And one day it's worth $208,000. The next day it's worth $202,000. And you think, oh my God, we lost $6,000 today. No, you didn't. You didn't lose anything. You still got the same damn house. Right? If you're going to be in your house for 20 years, then do you care about the day-to-day fluctuations in the value, or do you just care about the big picture? That's the point. I want you to think about that for a minute. Do you care about the day-to-day up and down, or do you care about the big picture? The big picture is that if you own that house for 20 or 30 years, the value is going to go up. Same thing. With the stock market, a diversified portfolio, you consistently invest over a long period of time, your value is going to go up. In fact, one of the things that I gotta put it at a URL so I can send you guys to the URL. But I actually put together this book called what I call the $5 a day investment plan, where I literally show how within 20 years, a person investing $5 a day can have $100,000 in the stock market. Nobody believes it because they just don't know the math. Financial math is a very crazy kind of thing. In fact, Albert Einstein used to be fascinated with compound interest. It actually blew his mind. One of the smartest white guys in history found it fascinating that money could grow so fast if you're a consistent investor. So you start out poor, you don't have to die poor. There is no rule saying that that's true. Anybody who tells you differently is not your friend. They do not want you to succeed. They just want you to feel sorry for yourself. I'm not a fan of that. We don't do that here. All right. So Rod Wu, thank you very much for your support. He says TD Ameritrade made $2,000 cash available in my account that I didn't put in it. What's the reason for this? I have no idea. You might want to call him because that does sound very strange to me. And by the way, those of you who live in other countries, I know a lot of you, we have a few thousand students in the Black Business School that live in Africa. You can invest in the U.S. markets from other countries. Just find a brokerage that will allow you to do that. Even places like TD Ameritrade and E-Trade, if I'm not mistaken, they do allow you to have an account in another country. So I know a lot of y'all in Black London. I want to shout you guys out in Canada, in Jamaica, and parts of Africa, the many different African countries from Ghana across the board. I want to shout you guys out. I know I talk a lot about what's happening in the U.S., but I want to make sure you guys know that I see you, I love you, and I appreciate you being a part of this. All right, so let me read more of this to you. A deal was expected to be reached at some point on Tuesday after failed negotiations over the last 2 days that sent the market into a wild trip. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi told CNBC's Jim Cramer that there's real optimism in Congress over a stimulus deal being reached. The fact that she said real optimism does mean something. It makes a big deal. We think the bill has moved sufficiently to the side of workers. So Nancy Pelosi saying that, the workers are being taken care of, which is good. You need a Nancy Pelosi because the Republicans are going to take care of businesses. They're going to take care of bankers. They're going to take care of Wall Street. And there's something to that in the sense that, you need your banks, you need your businesses, right? I don't think Wall Street needs any more money, but it is what it is. But then Pelosi comes in and makes sure you take care of the workers and you take care of the seniors and you take care of those who have low incomes. And I think that's absolutely important also. But you can't have too much imbalance. You can't go too far to one side or the other because you do need the businesses to offer jobs to the workers. So it's a partnership. It's not us against them. Now let's see here. How do you know any good schools or mentors that you would recommend? Well, we do have the Black Business School, so feel free to go check that out. My Black Stock Market Program is theblackstockmarketprogram.com, THE, theblackstockmarketprogram.com. You can join for $1 for the first 30 days. And so if you don't want to pay the $1, then you can't join. But if you want to pay $1 for the first 30 days, and then it's $3 a day after that, which is $89 a month, and you can cancel anytime. It's a 30-day, 100% money back guarantee. It's a very good program. People love it. So you can try for the first 30 days for $1 at theblackstockmarketprogram.com. Okay, so let's see here. From a market perspective, it feels like we're coming to the end of it. Said Michael Novogratz, CEO of Galaxy Digital. Novogratz started buying into the market on Monday. Yeah, well, here's the thing. Not so fast. We may not be at the end of it because we are not at the end of the coronavirus. The stock market turning around is directly connected to whether or not they have this virus under control. The virus is the reason that everybody's shut in at home. So what they're looking at right now, I would guess, is not just the data on new infections, but they're also looking at things that are related to the data on new infections. So they're not just looking at how many new infections are appearing every day and deaths and things like that. They're also looking at the supply chain. The United States probably lost $1 trillion in wealth due to the simple fact that we don't even know how to make enough masks for all the hospital workers that have to confront this deadly virus up close. God bless those of you who are in the healthcare industry because you all are so important to the country right now. And it is absolutely shameful that we can't even make enough masks and ventilators for the individuals in the hospitals to do their jobs. So effectively, what's kind of been going on is there are some people that are showing leadership. But at the same time, they're showing some political gamesmanship. I think that it's not a coincidence that it was the Democratic governors that were jumping out in front and really, shutting down their states because I think that was kind of an FU to Donald Trump because they're beefing with Trump. That's what that's all about. Trump isn't leading properly, so they're stepping in to lead in an appropriate way. And I think Cuomo in New York has done a great job. I have no issues with that. But what really, is going on here is it's really exposing us in the sense that it's showing that the emperor has no clothes. It's showing that our country is not ready for a catastrophe. We can't deal with that. I mean, imagine if somebody dropped God forbid, a nuclear bomb on a major city. They're not ready for that. They are not ready for that. So, I'm gonna tell you what, I'm paying more attention to all the doomsday preppers that we used to laugh at, the people that would have the extra canned goods and the frozen goods and the shotgun in the basement with the generator. I'm like, let me go watch a couple of those videos so I can make sure I'm ready, because I don't think that they're prepared to take care of us. I really don't. So once the supply chains start tightening up and they start showing that they can at least take care of the people that are infected, most of them are going to recover. That's the thing that's been established with this virus. Most of the people that get it do not die, right? So getting the coronavirus, I know, it's the scariest type of cooties that we've ever had. Like, everybody's scared of getting the corona cooties, and they love to announce it like, oh, this so-and-so got the coronavirus. This rapper got, I think, Slim Thug. Did they say Slim Thug had the coronavirus? I could have sworn they said it, but don't hold me to it, because I don't want to say he's got it if he ain't got it. I met Slim Thug when I was down at Willie D's thing down in Houston. And a very nice guy. But sure, okay, you want to announce when a celebrity gets the virus, but I'm really curious, like, so what does that mean? Does that mean, because a lot of celebrities have herpes. What does that mean? Some celebrities even have HIV. They don't talk about that, right? Some celebrities, they have infections all the time. The question for me, in my mind, is not just whether a person's infected, but are they going to get sick and are they going to die? To date, I've not seen one single celebrity die from the virus. So it does not mean it's not serious, does not mean it's not real. It just means that in most cases, it's certainly not deadly. And so now, as the dust is settling, and this is important for investors to understand this. This is why I get so many people that are mad at me. I think I have like this little pocket of the internet that just thinks I'm the devil because they think I'm insensitive for telling it like it is. But I give zero shits about that. But here's the thing: if you're an investor and you're able to stay cool and stay calm when everybody else is freaking out, then you can sort of watch what's going on and say, okay, everybody's going crazy. Prices are dropping because people are freaking out. That's when I go in. That's when I start buying. And then when they've realized that there was nothing to freak out about in the first place, guess who's making money when the values start going up? When values start going up, what happens is what they call the price of risk starts to go down, which means that the asset values start to inflate. And when you bought it while it was cheap, then you're in a very good position. So the bravest investors in the world, the smartest investors in the world, historically have been the investors that step in when everybody else is stepping out. That's what it is. Warren Buffett broke that down in one sentence where he said that the one key to investing is be greedy when others are fearful and be fearful when others are greedy. Seriously, that's it. So let me see here. Dr. Boyce, what do you think about Childish Gambino, says Larry? I think he's fine. I don't know anything about him. He just released a new CD. I think he's very talented. I think he's one of the most talented. He's an actor. He's a writer. He's made great music. God bless him. I mean, he's made it work. I'm not going to go buy his album. I don't buy albums, but as far as artists go, I think he's very successful and he deserves his success because he's very talented. So yeah, the blood in the water, that's when you go when you make your move. You don't make your move when it's safe and easy. That's not how you get a good return. You make your move when everybody else is nervous, but you got to know the difference between rational fear and irrational fear. I was in the category of people that felt that the fear was a little irrational. And I got a lot of pushback. I had some people mad. They thought that I was out telling people the coronavirus is not a big deal. I never said it wasn't a big deal. I just said, wait, it killed 40 people? You know how many people, we have 331 million people in the United States. 40 people probably die on a Saturday night just because. So it wasn't that I didn't think it was real. I was like, I do this with Alicia a lot. Sometimes Alicia will panic over something. I'll be like, okay, babe, maybe we need to panic. Maybe we don't. But let's not panic until we have something to really panic about. Don't panic over what might happen. Let's prepare for what might happen, but let's panic over what actually does happen. So if something really does happen and we have a reason to panic, then we panic. But save your panic for when you really need it, because you know what I'm talking about. There's some people who just panic over everything. Alicia's not in that category. She doesn't do it. But there are people that think that way. And I really felt that there was a lot of media manipulation. And it's still going on. It's still happening. So So what am I doing? You want to know what I'm doing? I buy stocks every single day of the week. I have bought damn near every single day since the crash began, since the dip started, and I'm going to keep buying because history says that wherever peak you were at, if whatever crash you have after that, you always go back to the original peak at some point. It's inevitable, right? There's never been a time in history, no matter how bad the crash, not during the Great Depression, not during the '87 crash, not during the problems we had in 2007. There's never been a time in history where the market crashed and did not get back to its original position. So people, in my opinion, most people, they're not as smart as you. You're smart. That's why you're here. Seriously, like you're smart. You're here because you're different, right? Smart people understand that, that you don't get trapped in the moment. Some people get trapped in the moment where they think that whatever's happening now is what's going to happen forever. Or or a lot of times, another thing I see that really drives me crazy is I see a lot of people that buy into doomsday theories. They always believe the fucking world is coming to an end. I'm gonna stop cussing. I promised myself I wouldn't cuss it, but they always think the world's coming to an end. If you ever want to sell a book, write a book about how it's the end of days, the economy's gonna crash, the dollar will be worthless, and we're all gonna die. Like if you write a book like that, you put that in your title, the economy's gonna crash, we're all gonna die, and it's the end of days next year. You will sell that book every year. And then what's going to happen most likely is that the world will not come to an end. The world will not come to an end, and it will keep on spinning just like it did before. So when the reason why do I bring that up? Well, I bring that up because if you listen to a lot of the philosophies of people like a Warren Buffett, what they pretty much kind of say in a nutshell is stay cool. It's going to be all right. Don't get freaked out over little things, even if you're a retiree. I had somebody ask me about this. They said, well, I'm getting close to retirement. Should I freak out about how should I feel about the fact that my 401k dropped? And one thing I said, well, think about this though. Most retirees, I think the average life of a retiree or lifespan goes up dramatically once you make it to retirement. Like once you're 65, you have probably about another 20, 25 years to go, right? So 20 years, 25 years is a long time in terms of investment horizons. So a person who is a retiree, even though they're living off of their investments and pulling out what they need, you don't pull it all out at once, you pull out what you need. That person is still a long-term investor based on expected lifespans. So, you don't turn 65 and then die when you're 66. The fact that you made it to 65 means you're probably going to live to 85 or 90, or whatever, right? So most experts will tell you that 10 years or longer is considered a long-term investment horizon. So if you think that you're going to be alive for another 10 years, then based on history, you don't have anything to worry about. So that's my 2 cents. That's what I believe. I'm sticking to it. So, all right, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to theblackfinancialchannel.com. Follow the Black Financial Channel on Instagram if you want to be smarter about your wealth. Also, if you want to check out my Black Stock Market program, it's a really good program. The first month costs you $1, so give it a try. 30 days for $1, and it's a 30-day 100% money back guarantee. And in the bottom, there's a section called What Dr. Boyce is Buying, and that's where I allow you to follow me in my portfolio and exactly what I'm buying, and I explain exactly why, and we go in much more detail. There's no way you can be in that program and not be really good at investing. So feel free to check it out. It's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. THE, that's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. And if you just got here, and I see you, Debo, you said you just got here. If you just got here, just go to theblackfinancialchannel.com. You can watch the recording. All right, guys. So I'm out of here. Have a good day. And it was great talking to you guys. I'm going to go take my nap. Be good. Peace.